Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Timmy Flyers guy. Thought I'd come on here and do this vlog video. I want to address a few things. First, I'd like to address what's been going on with GTS wrestling and Kid Behind the Camera, and also the bold-faced lie told by Boogie. I forget what his name is, but I'm just gonna call him Boogie because I forget what his YouTube account is. Well, I got a lot of other stuff to address as well. It's really hot out there today. Just sitting here, thought I wear my Philly hat to represent my city. Because I love this city and I rep it every single day of my life, 24/7. All Philly, all the time. That's what I'm all about. So I want to talk about what's been going on in GTS wrestling with this whole divorce thing with Graham and Tina, but I don't really want to talk about that. But I want to address a few things, and I want to address what's been going on with Kid Behind the Camera. It seems to me that there's a theme here that on GTS wrestling, everybody seems to be against Grimm, just like everyone is against Kid Behind the Camera right now as well. So there is some similarities to what's going on with GTS and Kid Behind the Camera. So I see a lot of guys on the roster literally bullying Grimm and psychologically bullying Grimm. It came to my attention that they were making fun of Grimm. They were just saying all kinds of outrageous stuff about him, and that's a form of bullying, in my opinion. And I do not like that one girl, Lacey, at all. I do not like her at all. I don't trust her, and I think this whole Man in Black thing is a bunch of BS, and Grimm shouldn't believe it. Because let me tell you something. I was very gullible at a young age, and you know what? I'm grown now, so I know. I can read between the lines. It's, what I don't get is how Lacey, tends to trust Grimm and want Grimm to help her. And at the same time, she insults Grimm and says stuff under her breath about Grimm all the time. She's a very two-faced person. I've noticed that on episodes of GTS. And I've also noticed every time I stop watching GTS for a long period of time, some crazy shit goes down when I start watching it again. So like I said, I don't like Lacey. I think she's very two-faced. I mean, how can you say that you want somebody's help and at the same time you insult them and make fun of them and swear at them and use the F word at them all the time? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Look, if you're going to be true to somebody and you trust somebody who wants their help, be nice to that person. Don't be a storky asshole. I'm just saying it, she is very two-faced. And believe me, I've put up with shit like that my whole life with people. Because when I went to school, I was psychologically bullied by somebody. And they would act two-faced towards me. And to me, that is a form of psychological bullying. And what Lacey is doing is psychological bullying. And it's not right. It's not right. And I think that any form of bullying is wrong in any way. And the fact that Lacey makes fun of Grimm behind his back, and also that Lacey gets the whole roster involved into ridiculing Grimm. Yeah, I I know maybe the ratings haven't gone well with GTS wrestling, but maybe a bit of a rebuild is needed. And I have to say, I cannot stand shady people in this world. I can't stand people who are two-faced. People who are nice to you 1 minute and act like and then talk shit about you the next. It's bullshit. And Grim he has to realize when he's being psychologically bullied by Lacey. It's not right. And the reason why Lacey thinks she can bully everybody is because when somebody gets into a form of power, that's when they think that they can bully people. And to me, I think that is not right because, first of all, that is called a monopoly. And I do not feel right that Lacey's doing this to Grim. Now, I understand that there's a lot going on in Grim's life right now, but still, bullying and psychologically bullying somebody is still wrong and should not be tolerated, especially in business. I mean, you're working in a business. GTS wrestling is a business. You can't be two-faced with people. You have to be upfront with people. You have to show some proper decorum in a business setting. And Lacey has not shown any proper decorum at all. So that's how I feel about that. As for KidBehindacamera, I think it's seeing everything that transpired. I feel like a lot of people complained about him filming and stuff. First of all, I'm going to say it right now. There's nothing wrong with filming. Adam Goldberg does it, and the Goldbergs, and nobody complained about that. So in a way, KidBehindacamera is kind of like Adam Goldberg. He likes to videotape stuff, and that's okay. He's a vlogger, and the fact that people are mad at him because for some odd reason, it's kind of ridiculous, and he doesn't deserve to have people attacking him. He doesn't deserve to have people hating on him. Yeah, I know that he's a little eccentric. I know that, but Michael KidBehindacamera is a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's very honest about things. He doesn't pull no punches. He's very informative with his flashback stories, and I just really enjoy his videos. I really enjoy his vlogs as well. And I'm not going to turn against him. Why should I turn against him? He hasn't done anything to me. He hasn't done anything to me. He hasn't done anything to wrong me. He hasn't insulted me. He's a good guy, and the fact that people are against him is wrong, and the fact that people are against Grim is wrong, I'm just saying, and Grim is trying his best to make things right. He really is. I see that. I see that in him. Sometimes he may not make the right choices, but he knows when he's made a mistake, and he knows that he's going to try and fix it, and that's called resilience. And Grim is a very resilient guy, and KidBehindacamera is very resilient as well. And it is what it is. And I'm telling you, Grim has to be careful. Be careful because Lacey is obviously blackmailing Grim. And the fact that she's insulting Grim and saying bad things about him is a dead giveaway. It is a dead giveaway. Because first of all, if you're trying to blackmail somebody, don't make it obvious. Don't make it obvious. When you go out and insult somebody, you're making it obvious. You're making it obvious that you are trying to blackmail him when you say things behind your back and make all kinds of stupid insults and snarky, valley girl, mean girl bullshit. So that's how I feel about that. Moving on, I am absolutely appalled by what the YouTuber Boogie did, lying to his fans that he had cancer, and that he faced cancer. I, for one, am absolutely appalled because I myself, I've had a dad who really had cancer, who really passed away from cancer, and it was a serious diagnosis. I had a friend named Vinny who passed away from cancer, and he really had cancer. I had an aunt who passed away from breast cancer. And she really did. She really had cancer. It was real cancer. And the fact that Boogie actually had the audacity to say that he had this diagnosis and that he had cancer, and he basically lied to everyone. The fact that he lied about having cancer is an insult to people who really have this serious disease, to people who really suffer from cancer. It's an insult to people that are actually fighting for their lives. My friend Greg Wade survived cancer 2 times, and he went through hell. And the fact that this guy Boogie faked cancer is an insult to anybody that's fighting for their life from cancer or any serious disease. Guys like my friend Greg Wade, my Flyers player Oscar Lindblom, who really had cancer. It's also an insult to him as well. It's also an insult to guys like Roman Reigns, who had cancer, or leukemia. Luckily, he was able to survive that, and it didn't get too serious. But still, to lie about having cancer, a serious disease that affects millions and millions of people around the world. A disease that affects families financially and emotionally. It's also an insult to guys like the great Angry Grandpa, who passed away from cancer. I respected and admired Angry Grandpa. He was a great man. And he had a very kind soul. And the fact that Boogie would lie about that is an insult to him, an insult to Angry Grandpa. It's an insult to anybody that's going through this horrible disease, that is suffering from this horrible disease. I pray for those people that are fighting for their lives. I don't know what's going on in Boogie's head, but this fake having cancer, that is some screwed up shit right there. That is screwed up. That is screwed up. You need help. You need help, Boogie. You need help. Seriously. For you to do that is messed up. It really is. It really is. And that is some sociopathic crap right there. That is an act of a sociopath. Lies and deception are what sociopathic behavior is. And I have no respect for Boogie anymore. I did it one time. But then I realized that Boogie is a scumbag. For what he did, he's a scumbag. And I'm sorry for bringing this up, but I wanted to address that. The Arch Fiend addressed it in his video, and he's absolutely right. Everything the Arch Fiend said, I absolutely agree with. Boogie is a deplorable human being for what he did. And I want to apologize to anybody if I offended with this video, but I gotta speak the truth. And I gotta say what I feel. And to someone who's had a couple of family members that passed away from cancer, a guy that had a friend that passed away from cancer, and a guy that had a friend that survived cancer. I am absolutely, utterly disgusted by Boogie's behavior and his lie. That's all I gotta say about that.